What's up guys, welcome to the garage. Today we have got a WPL B-36, one of my favourite 1/16 scale trucks. Now this one was actually sent to me by WPL quite some time ago. I built it up, but I was a little bit heavy-handed with the centre bridge axle and I couldn't run it. So I bought some new parts for it and I've only just got around to getting it built. But I wanted to do something slightly different instead of the stock communications truck. So as you can see, we've got a nice little custom rig. I don't know what it is. It was just, I made it up as I went along. I do a lot of my trucks like that. I just, you know, make it up as I go along. Let me know in the comments what you think it could be. I mean, I'm thinking like a support truck or something like that. It's got some accessories on there. It's got a jack and a shovel and stuff, a spare wheel on the back and a set of chains. So I suppose it could be some kind of support vehicle. Now, what this has got, which you probably wouldn't have seen on any other WPL apart from maybe one, and that one is from the guy that actually printed me the motor mount for this. So check the Facebook page out below. Loads of really good quality 3D printed parts, and I've already had quite a bit off them as well. The air filters from there, and this cool little fuel can with a holder as well. That's from there. And a nice little number plate. I like that. It's really cool. A nice little touch to the front of there. Anyway, let's have a little bit more of a look at the truck, and let's look at the main feature on this, which is that dual 370 motor gearbox underneath. This thing has probably got about 10 times the amount of torque this truck actually needs. But let's have a look at it. So that's the dual 370 motor mount. We've got the output from the rear one there, and then the front one there. And these, not only are they 370 motors, they've got reduction gearboxes in there as well. This motor mount that they 3D printed for me, it's right on tolerance. I'm not sure how well you can see, but look at the ground clearance as well. So not only have they managed to squeeze two 370 motors in there, they've given a decent amount of clearance under there. Because of the power that is dishing out, I've gone for complete full metal internals on the axles, not just the gears, also the wheel mounts as well. It's the full metal ones. We've got the better style bridge axle that lifts up the angle there. Those that are familiar with the B36, it had an issue with a bit of torque twist, and that inner wheel there used to come up on drive, whereas that centre bridge, that bridge axle now eliminates that issue. So we've got the new axle, full metal gears under there, and running a 2S LiPo. Those of a keen eye, anyone see the electronics? Let's slow that down to there. You can just see in there a few cables. The electronics are all, I want to say neatly, but they're not all neatly in there. We've got a quick run ESC, the receivers in there, and then I've got a little extension cable that I made. And then under here we've got our 2S LiPo, that's the extension cable there. All fits nicely under there, and then you've got a really nice clean look. So those that are into a bit of cable husbandry, I'm sure this will get your approval. And the wheels we're running are from the FY004 Faye, and the reason I'm running these wheels, one, because they've got a nice wide track on them, and two, Faye finally came out with some of these big fat tyres that have got a nice soft compound. So nice soft compound. I've painted them black to match the rest of the truck, and overall I am really quite happy with how it's turned out. Anyway, let's get a battery in this thing and go and see what it's capable of. The only thing I'm worried about is the drive shafts. I'm not worried about the gearbox at all. I'm not too worried about the axles, because the gears in these axles are pretty strong. I've had a couple of brushless motors through these and they're fine. My concern is possibly snapping or breaking the drive shafts with that amount of torque. But just running it on 2S, but those motors will take 3S. There's a link to most stuff in the description there, apart from the 3D printed motor case, but check out the link, like I said, for the guys that printed that for me. Anyway, let's go and see what I can do. Right, we brought the B36 out to give it a run now. Got a nice area. I run my stuff around here quite a bit because it's got a bit of mud usually when it's been raining, a few rocks and stuff, and over there it's just a bit of rough terrain. The only issue really here is it's next to quite a busy road, so you get a bit of road noise. But anyway, let's give this B36 a run, test it out with them twin 370 motors. Let's go. It's pretty loose gravel and stones here, but we'll see with them 6 wheels turning how well it'll do. I think it should be all right. Oh, I've lost my number plate. I don't know if that just fell off or whether it's come off earlier. So we've got a nice metal, nice strong servo on here. You can see it's turning them wheels no problem. It's a nice metal geared one. Fits directly into these WPLs. This thing climbs so nicely, look at that, look. Hardly touching the throttle. So one of the good things about these motors, and it's a bit of a negative if you want to drag brake, because there's so much torque, it just stops, look, watch. So you've got like a hill hold, which is pretty handy in some situations. This thing climbs. I know I just said it, but this does climb so well. The only thing I noticed so far is one of these wheels, when it gets stuck, is just slipping. So because these axles have got little grub screws to hold the ends on, like the hubs, I reckon one of the hubs might be a bit loose. So we'll carry on anyway. So climbing over all these this rubble, it seems pretty good. This has got it's not got massive amounts of ground clearance, so I do expect it to get stuck at some point, like there. But as far as WPLs go, this is certainly a bit of a beast. Nice. Another bit of an issue there. Big fat tyres under a bit of strain, just rubbing on the, just rubbing a little bit on the suspension. But only in that direction, but I'll reduce the dual rate down a little bit. That should help. So the motors in these are pretty quick actually. Some of these reduction gear ones are a bit sluggish, whereas this one, as you'll see, I'd say it's relatively scale for this sort of truck. So I'd say the gravel and stone test is passed. The little bit of rock crawling passed. Well, for this little thing, it's no rock crawler, but got over them all right. We won't get it muddy just yet, but we'll go and check out some of the rough terrain up there. So a bit of a long grass test, a few ruts here, and as you can see, quite happy just to power through. Very impressive. That is what a decent amount of torque does for you. Right, should we go and get it a bit muddy? I think so. I think you'll agree this thing is a bit of a monster. Apart from that steering issue, nothing's really stopped this yet. We'll get a little bit deeper in a minute, but let's just give it a bit of a run. Get it a bit muddy, get it a bit wet. It should. The ESC's waterproof. I don't think the Servo is, but this is by far my most capable B-frame WPL, easily. Mud montage, anyone? I thought so. There we go guys, that is it, and I would say this thing is pretty capable. Everything's still working. We've got that issue with that one of them wheels at the front not spinning all the time, but just a loose grub screw. Other than that, this thing is still going like a beast. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you next time.